Okay guys, let's talk about comments and constants. Comments are way how to explain to yourself or other programmers 6 months or 6 years from now what you are trying to achieve in your source code. So they're just explanations. That's one usage of it. Another usage is to leave source code there, but compiler will not use it. Okay, if you're experimenting, trying something. So when we talk about comments, we have two things, one-liners and multi-liners. For example, if you don't want to use this line and this line, you can remove it with one-liners like slash slash. So this is for C. In other programming languages, there are different ways how to create uh, comments. So this line is not operational anymore, and this one too, if we use slash slash. So see, the color is changed automatically, and when we build it and run it, there is no 1 2 3 even there. Okay, just it's not taken into consideration. So that's when we talk about one-liners. If we talk about multi-liners, let's say that you don't need all of this. Okay, everything, comments plus variables plus usable source down there, like operations. Well, in that case, let's say somewhere around here, open comment like this slash and star, and down there we're going to close it like right here, including return 0, but in opposite direction. So we're just going to say star and slash, and see, this is active, this curly bracket final one is active, but all this bunch of code is not active anymore. So yes, we do see it in the source code, but compiler just doesn't care. It will not become part of usable operations in the final application. Okay, let's say that we need to have this return 0. I'm gonna just copy paste it right here because we are done with comments. Very simple stuff, just single lines and multi-lines. Right, so let's talk about constants. Constants are something that is defined usually at the top of scripts or programs, source code in general, and they're like fixed. If you really need to change them like a lot, then you don't need comments. Sorry, constants. You need variables. But if something is fixed, like an electronic, let's say voltage, or P 3.14 or something that is fixed, then put it into constants. How to create it? Well, two ways. The first way is easy, both ways actually. Just use instruction keyword in C const, and then after that a little bit of space, and then a data type. In this case, for simplicity reasons, it's just int, and then we are going to say static number. But it's customary to use uppercase for constants because they are at the top and you can like visually detect them automatically. It will become your second nature. So constant, let's say static number equal to 500, let's say. So that's one. And another const, let's say float for P, okay, and the value will be 3.14, and semicolon, don't forget that. In this way of creating constant, const, data type, name for it, equal symbol, and some value at the end of extraction. So how we are going to use it? Well, just simple case like print f, and then we will say custom report static number. We will have like a format specifier for int that will be just simple d, and a little bit of space, and we need to go to next line with slash n, and concatenation with real stuff, which is static number. Just as when you're working with normal variable, but this is constant, right? End of instruction, semicolon, and another thing, print f p dedicated placeholder, I mean format specifier, which is f for float, okay, slash n, and concatenation with real p. and this will work. There you go. Very simple stuff. So this is one way, a little bit long way, but precise way. So it's up to you. Do you want to use this approach or next approach? So next approach is, I'm gonna put this into multi-line comments just to have it on a screen. Okay, we need to close it right here. And again, we need to have this piece of code. I mean, it will work without return 0, but who cares? Let's just leave it here. Okay, another way is to use define. But before define, which is keyword, we must use hash symbol. So define. And now you will not use data type. It's not needed. Just uppercase name for that constant is needed. And in this case, for simplicity reasons, it's a static number. And interesting thing is you don't need to say equal 500, just value is enough. Another interesting thing is you don't need semicolon. Okay, so that will save you some time while typing, but this is like more precise way. Okay, so yeah, and next one is define, and again you don't need to specify a data type, just name for constant is fine, and value which will be 3.14. Okay, to save a little bit of time, I'm just going to grab this and put it here. Oops, semicolon not needed, and now we will have result on screen. So let me build and run this, and absolutely same stuff. So it's up to you what kind of approach you want to use here. Very simple stuff. But when you set to use one way, then stick to it, because you don't want to confuse yourself. Like to mix define and const, just stick to one of these, which is more logical to you. Maybe this is more precise, but this is less characters to type. It depends what you do, how serious it is. There is a lot of story behind that, but because we are beginners, we're just sticking to like basic explanation in layman terms. Well, to understand C and programming in general, definitely you cannot just watch YouTube tutorials. Definitely you must buy some very detailed book, and then you will find out about great difference between ways of how to solve something in C or C++ in middle or low level programming languages. There is a reason for everything, but there is also history of development of all programming languages, because these things are like 3 or 4 decades old. I don't know how much C is old, like I don't know on top of my mind, like 38 years. I don't know. Check that on Wikipedia. So yeah, we now know about one-liners, comments, multi-liners. Just close it in opposite direction. This is one way how to use constants at the top of file, and this is another way. Okay, so in the next tutorial we're gonna probably talk about very simple mathematical, nothing scary operations like arithmetic stuff. Very simple calculator. Okay, thank you for watching as always, thank you for support and subscription, and see you next one.